Welcome to Ask For It, a podcast about owning your career from interviews to promotions and everything in between. Hosted by Trivedi, ex-Salesforce and founder of High Performa. Every week we get into the mindset, strategy, and confidence it takes to grow on your own terms. Today's episode is one I wish someone had told me early in my career. You deserve to be in the room, so act like it. Whether the room is a high-stakes client meeting, an executive boardroom, or even a virtual call with people that you think are way more experienced than you, if you've been invited in, then there's a reason. And if you want to keep getting invited back, how you show up matters. Let's start here. You're not in that room by accident. Someone, maybe your boss, maybe a hiring manager, maybe even you, decided that your perspective was valuable. And yet, I see this all the time. Talented, qualified people shrink when they finally get the seat that they've been working for. You think, I'm just lucky to be here. I don't want to mess this up. Here's the truth. If you treat yourself like you're a guest who doesn't belong, that's exactly how others will see you too. Let me frame it like this. If you were planning a dinner party and someone showed up, but they just stood awkwardly in the doorway, not eating, not talking, not participating, wouldn't you wonder why they even came? It's the same in your career. Being in the room is step one. Owning your place, that's step two. In my career in the past, I've worked with clients who were at VP levels, even a few CIOs and C-suite. And I had to work past the idea that the voice in my head would say, what if they figure out I'm not experienced as they are? But here's a mental shift that changed everything for me. They're experts in their business. I'm an expert in mine. We're here to exchange value, not to compete on the same expertise. They asked you for something for a reason. As a seller, personally, they're looking to buy something from me. They want to hear what I have to sell. Otherwise, they wouldn't even give me the time. So you have to remember that they need you for something. You're bringing value. They're bringing value. And when you realize that the room isn't a test, they're not judging you, and that it's more of a collaboration, it frees you to speak up without constantly measuring yourself against others. A simple way to ground yourself before you walk into the room or join the Zoom call, ask yourself, what do I know that's valuable to the conversation? Write it down if you have to. Then when your turn comes, speak from that place. Here's something that will take even more pressure off. Every single person in that room is human, no matter their title. I sat across from executives who ran billion-dollar divisions. I met CEOs who've been featured in Forbes. And guess what? They still forget where they put their keys. They still trip over their words. They still have insecurities and off days. When we put people on pedestals, we're creating unnecessary distance. We start thinking, they're perfect. I have to be perfect too. But the reality is, they're just people with different responsibilities. The more you see them as human, the easier it is to connect with them as peers, not as untouchable figures that you need to impress. That shift changes everything about your energy and how you show up. And acting like you belong isn't about being arrogant. It's about showing the quiet confidence that says, I'm supposed to be here and I bring value. And here are 3 practical ways to do that. So the first one is to participate early. If you wait until the last 5 minutes to contribute, you're just a background character in that meeting. Jump in early, share a perspective, ask a smart question, or just connect to points someone else made. But make sure you don't speak for the sake of speaking. Come with that point of value. Like I said earlier, remember why you're here, what value you bring, and speak from that. 2, use confident body language, even on a virtual call. Sit tall, make eye contact with the camera, lean in slightly when listening. If you're in person, keep your posture open. You don't have to dominate the space, but you do need to claim it. And 3, speak in complete thoughts. Don't trail off at the end with, I don't know if that makes sense, or that's just my opinion. I'm sure all of you have done that before, and I have too. Because if you've done the work, then it's not just your opinion, it's your informed perspective. So own it. Confidence is a habit, not a feeling. You don't wait until you feel confident to act confident. You act confident, and the feeling will catch up. Okay, now let's get tactical. I put together 3 actions that you can do this week to start getting more used to stepping into rooms like you belong. So the first one here is to prep a value statement. Write 1 or 2 sentences that you can contribute in your next meeting, something that connects your expertise to the conversation at hand. That way, you're ready to jump in early. And you can practice this. Maybe try this on a team meeting or a call with your manager, or try this on a sale that you're supporting. Put it together, try it out, and the more you practice it, the more easy it's going to come to the point where you won't have to prep it in advance anymore. 2, use the name game. Okay, so psychologically, when you mention someone's name, when you're talking to them, they're going to remember you and they're going to feel more of a connection. So address at least one person by name when you respond or ask a question. For example, let's say John is a CIO that I'm talking to, and he tells me something about he needs. The way I should respond is, John, that's a really great point. Thank you. Let me expand on this by saying XYZ. It makes it more memorable, and then John's like, oh, wow, okay, I can connect with this girl. So you try and use that if you can remember it. One way I do it is that usually I'll take a piece of paper, I'll write them out as I start to see people pop up on the Zoom call, or if I'm in a meeting, I'll kind of just like draw the table and then just kind of put their initial or it's just something little for me to remember them on the side. So it doesn't look like that I'm doing that, but that way I'm able to remember who's talking and that way I can address them. 3, find one shared human moment. And maybe it's a quick comment on the coffee someone's drinking, or a laugh over a tech glitch, or a reaction to something relatable. It'll remind you and them that everyone is human. So when you first jump into that Zoom call, don't just jump right in. Do a little small talk, try and connect on something, and you'll feel more at ease. They'll feel more at ease. And then your whole conversation will feel more like a collaboration versus an interview. And when you start acting like you belong, people will trust your judgment. They'll invite you into more conversations. And most importantly, you'll trust yourself more. This will help you break past that imposter syndrome. You'll stop being the quiet observer and you'll start being the voice that people listen for. You'll still have moments of doubt. That's fine. Everyone's going to have it. And the goal isn't to get rid of it. The goal is to show up anyway. Move past that inner voice within you saying that you don't belong, you're not good enough, these people are more accomplished than you. No, you bring value. Everyone has a responsibility, everyone has a role, and you're in the room for a reason. Remember, confidence is a habit. Practice this, practice these in safe spaces, and slowly, you will start to feel more confident naturally. Before I wrap up, here's one challenge for you. So think of one room that you're stepping into this week, whether it's a meeting, a networking event, or even a casual social setting, and practice one of the action tips that we covered today. And until next week, don't forget to keep asking for it. Thank you for listening to Ask For It. If this episode was helpful, I'd love if you subscribed and shared it with someone who needs to hear it. And if you're ready for a bit more support, I do offer one-on-one coaching. The link's in the show notes if you want to check that out. Until next time, keep showing up and don't forget to ask for it.